Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I am really happy you're here. Now, today we're just going to talk about Java. This is a pretty basic Java Hello World-ish kind of program. It's pretty easy to do. Now, first thing first, you got to know, anytime you run any bit of code, you must have a class. So I made a class Java, and we're right here. I made that. I just had to click on idea, and then I did new. So yeah, I right clicked on idea, and then I made a brand new class. And I do not want to move any directories. And now, so the thing is if you're used to Python, you can usually do the math, the vast majority of your code relatively easily without a class. I mean, you'll use classes a lot in Python, but you don't need it to run code. But in Java, if you don't have all of your code specifically under a class, it just straightforward will not work. And what you can also see is we have our class, and we have our arguments and our string. Pretty standard stuff here. And what you can also note is we have this import java util.scanner. This is a piece of programming code that was written online, and if I want to access it, you pretty much write import, and then we write this because this is what we're trying to access, and it pulls this into the system so we can use it, which is why this is above class. And so every time we want all of this code to be acting as part of class Java, so there's a space here. We want this to be acting as part of this and the class, so we have tab space here, and so on and so forth. And this is us essentially accessing this code that we imported. And what this essentially does is it allows us to, over here, have our computer read what the user types in. And if you don't know what that means, first we have a system.out.println. The print prints what we typed up here with the parenthesis and the quotation, and then we'll automatically see it. And the ln jumps us down to the next space. So when we print another thing, it's just not going to be directly on top of it or something. And we can see this right here. What is your name? And now I made a name variable. In Python, you can just make variables willy-nilly, but in Java, you got to specify it. This variable is a string. This variable is an integer or a number. And so remember, this code is telling us to read what the user types into the keyboard, and the line is saying it's a string, and then we're setting it equal to this variable, which we have up here. So then I'm going to enter in a name, Darth Vader. Now we're doing our print. The print, again, is going to print whatever we want. We typed what is your age in the curly bracket and in the little quotation marks. And then we have another ln so that we drop down to the next line and we don't just print whatever. So now whatever number we type is going to be set equal to our age, which is an integer, and we're letting them know that they're looking for numbers right there. So we're going to just type Darth Vader is 88. He's been around a long time, so he's 88. So now we're getting our final output. So we're saying print this stuff here, which essentially says when they took this class at this college, so class, college, the name variable, or whatever the user happened to enter here, and then we're saying was with our necessary spaces, and then we're taking the age variable, which we have right here, where we told it what age it is, and then we're also typing years old, which you can also see down here. This is our final product. When they took CIS 117 at GRCC, Darth Vader was 88 years old, and every time you finish a line of code, you need these at the end. And this is a basic Java Hello World-ish program. And if you really want to see how different this is from Python, it's like if we open up Python, we can just say print hi, and then we can run it. And we have hi. We can also say Jack Sparrow equals user input, and then bracket, what is your name? And then we can run this again. Oh yeah, we don't need that. We just need input. Sorry, input. Equals input. Okay, and now we have a what is your name? And we're just gonna type Jack, but that's it. So then we're gonna type print the name of this user is, and then we're going to do plus, and then we're going to type in our variable Jack Sparrow. And then we're going to do, it says hi, we're printing hi, we have our Jack Sparrow variable, we have our input over here, then we're printing this text plus our variable. So what is your name? Jack Sparrow is Jack Sparrow. Want a space there. And note some of the differences we have here. Because here, what we can do is in Python, we don't need to type system.out.print. We don't have to do that. We can just type print. And you can also just print again if you want a new line. There are ways you can get new lines. It's really, really easy to run. And also to note, you don't need these at the end of everything you type. Also to note that while you can have class, and you can make classes in Python, but you don't necessarily need the classes to run code in Python. It's good to use classes in Python because it helps you organize your code, but it's not something that's absolutely necessary. And here, I was able to just spit out whatever variable I wanted, whereas here, I had to specifically define it. Both of these are two completely different programming languages. They both work, but they both run a little bit differently. I hope if you're a new programmer, you were able to get something out of this. Thank you and have a great day.